This is Dory the Cat, and this is a piece of diagonite. It is effectively space lava from the asteroid for Vesta. That is the second largest asteroid in our solar system, and today I want to talk about what makes this meteorite so special. Diagonites are one of my favorite types of meteorite. They are effectively plutonic rocks, which means they were once magma. When we think about magma, we think about that becoming lava as it gets shot out of a volcano, but that's not the case with diagonite. This was magma that was deep within the crust of asteroid Vesta, and then sometime a long, long time ago, we don't exactly know when or what, but there was some massive impact event on Vesta. So maybe another asteroid or something like that hit it, and it ejected a bunch of this material that was below the surface out into space. That allowed it to cool at a different rate and crystallize a little bit differently and take on a little bit of a different color and texture than some of the other rocks we would find from Vesta, like eucrites and howardites. This piece of diagonite, like so many others, is kind of red, and that's because of iron-bearing minerals that effectively oxidize or rust for kind of the same reason Mars appears to be red. That said, if you look closely at this sample, you'll see some kind of grayish looking material mixed in there as well. And the initial thought was this stone may be what we consider dual lithology, where we have two different types of rock present in one sample. And there's a number of reasons that that could happen. It could be some sort of like regolith type breccia. It could be where two stones impacted into each other and kind of combined. And there's some things when we're looking at it that would lead us to believe that that might be the case. There's certainly different textures visible. If you look at the outside of that stone, that darker gray compared to the red, the texture is different and not only the color. The other theory here behind the differing colors is some type of weathering that could have occurred elsewhere, or particularly here on Earth. So different types of weathering effects can change the colors of these stones when things like moisture and so on get to them. And there's some evidence here looking closely at this, particularly where you see individual areas that are kind of half one color and half another color, that this could be a result of weathering. Some colleagues looked at this the other day, and there was really kind of discussion on both sides that it could be some weathering, it could be dual lithology, maybe it's actually both. Either way, this makes this a very interesting sample of diagonite that can tell us a lot about both terrestrial weathering processes and some of the processes that could cause dual lithology out in space and on other parent bodies. This meteorite is a great example of how every stone tells a story, from out in the solar system to asteroid 4 Vesta to Earth to Algeria to my lab and collection in Georgia. There's so much to learn. If you like stories like this one and learning about space and the formation and origins of our solar system and the planets, make sure to like and follow along. I've got a lot more stories to share.